Sanātana Dharma, Hinduism, Chapter 5. The Philosophy of Non-Dualism, Advaita. Advaita, most famously articulated by Adi Shankaracharya, takes a radically different stance. The word Advaita literally means not two. Interestingly, Advaita accepts Ishvara as Saguna Brahman, the personal God, just like the other two. But it goes further to declare the ultimate reality is Nirguna Brahman, without attributes, more appropriately, beyond any attributes. The world is not absolutely real. It is Maya, a dependent, illusory reality. The individual self Jiva is none other than Brahman. This is summarized in the famous verse Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Na Paraha. Brahman alone is real. The world is illusory. The individual self is none other than Brahman. Here, Mithya does not mean non-existent, but a dependent reality. Not only that, Advaita emphasizes that in reality there are no distinct or multiple Jivatmas and a Paramatma. There is simply just one Atma. It is due to avidya, lack of knowledge of one's own self, that we perceive multiplicity. This idea is beautifully expressed in the Upanishads. Chandogya Upanishad declares Ekameva Dvitiyam. The reality is one alone, without a second. The Brihadaranyaka Upanishad explicitly mentions Neha Nanasti Kinchana, meaning here there is no multiplicity whatsoever. According to Advaita, Swarga, Naraka, Vaikuntha, Kailasa, or any other heavenly abode belong to the realm of karma and ignorance, avidya. They are temporary experiential states within samsara. When the karma that produced them is exhausted, the jiva returns to rebirth not only from Naraka but also from other heavenly abodes. The only way to escape the avidya, the cycle of birth and death, is through jnana, true knowledge, just like how light illumines a dark room. In Advaita, moksha is not a post-death event. Moksha is the direct realization, jnana, of one's true identity as Brahman. It can occur in this very lifetime, called Jivan Mukti. There is no merging of the soul with Brahman, because duality itself is considered a superimposition born of ignorance, avidya. A common misunderstanding about Advaita Vedānta is that it equates the individual ego, the empirical personality associated with the body and mind, with Brahman or Ishvara. This interpretation is incorrect. Jiva, that inherently possesses ego, ahankara, which arises from identification with the body, senses and mind, is not Brahman. According to Advaita, ignorance, avidya, due to maya, illusion, causes the individual to identify with this limited personality. When this ignorance is removed through knowledge, jnana, one realizes that the true self, Atman, was never separate from Brahman. The Upanishads repeatedly affirm this identity of the individual self and the supreme reality. A verse from Taittiriya Upanishad states, Sa yaschayam purushe yaschasavaditye sa ekaha. The being who is in this person and the being who is in the sun, he is one. This statement indicates that the same consciousness that appears as the individual self is also the consciousness that shines in the cosmic order. This non-dual insight is also embedded in the traditional Sandhya Vandanam, the daily Vedic prayer performed at sunrise, noon and sunset. A well-known mantra declares, Asavadityo Brahma Brahmaivahamasmi. That sun is Brahman. Indeed, I am Brahman. Here, the statement does not glorify the empirical ego. Rather, it expresses the realization that the same ultimate reality, Brahman, appears both as the cosmic principle symbolized by the sun and as the innermost self, Atman. Imagine a field of morning dew where every tiny droplet reflects the sun. To the eye, there are millions of tiny suns shining, one in each droplet. But in the sky, there is only one sun, standing untouched by the droplets. It is the same sun that illumines each dewdrop, and the drop by itself doesn't have any illumination on its own. In a similar way, in reality, there is no real jiva. All jiva are illumined by one Brahman, which stays untouched.